Alrighty, guys. It's the Sunday before Thanksgiving. This is where we are at. Got everything chaired up. Floor drain's all done. Decided to change some of my plumbing over here. I'll show you that real quick. But before I lose light here, just want to show it to you because I just talked to my concrete guy, and they're going to be here Tuesday morning about 7:30, something like that. And we'll be getting this done, so I can't wait. So I moved this just over closer to where the wall is going to be, and I almost forgot to put a P-trap on my shower drain. So glad I remembered that. But anyway, that's in. This, I'm going to put some blocking where that drain is. I'm not actually going to concrete to that drain, and it's got some up and down adjustment on it. So where that's set, I'll have 1.5 inches up from where it's at, or 1.25 inches, I'm sorry, up, that I can adjust it. So I'll use some 2x4 blocking. I got to finish that up tomorrow morning. And anyway, I'll show you that. But I'm not going to set that drain in the concrete. I'll do that afterwards, and then I'll grout it in and finish it. But the big floor drain for the shop, it's obviously in. And yeah, everything else is ready. Oh, the porch, it's done. I'll try to show you this in the morning as well. But the porch is ready. It's all tamped down. Hard to see in this light, but there's rebar in it. Not as much rebar as the rest of it, half as much, in fact, about every 2 foot on the center. And yeah, it's ready. So by the end of this week, before Thanksgiving, I will have a slab. Oh, I can't wait. So, all right. Anyway, like I said, I just talked to them, and so we've had a bunch of rain, and it's probably kind of hard to see, but you see how that's kind of shiny there? It's because that's mud. They're worried about trying to get trucks in here the way they did earlier. But before that is, in order to do this footing wall, they were able to get the trucks down through here. But then we had 8 inches of rain, and then like a week later we had like 4 inches of rain. So anyway, it's soft down here. This is, you can kind of see there's a valley down here that drains into the pond. So this part of the ground right here just holds water. They're worried about that. So what they're going to do is they're going to bring a pump truck, which I was hoping I could avoid that. But they'll actually park the pump truck over there and be able to reach all the way over here. We measured it out yesterday. They were here checking it out, seeing how I was doing. And pump truck with 100 foot of boom can get all the way to about there, if it's parked way over there on the other side of the alley. So anyway, that's exciting. I didn't think we'd end up with a pump truck. I was hoping we wouldn't, because they're expensive, but is what it is. Pump truck's coming Tuesday, and they should be here with the sun. So anyway, like I said, a couple little details we'll finish up tomorrow. I'll show you that, and then I'll probably spend, I've got tomorrow off of work, that is. I've got the whole week off for Thanksgiving. So I'll probably basically just spend the entire day out here tomorrow staring at this, making sure there's nothing I've forgotten. And I might try to see if a concrete guy can swing by and just double check me, make sure I haven't forgotten anything or anything they would change. I'd ask if there's anything that you guys see that I should do, that I should change. But by the time you see this, it'll be too late, because it'll all be encased in concrete. So anyway, can't wait. See you guys tomorrow morning. Alrighty, so my concrete will be here soon. In the meanwhile, I'm about to, tomorrow, I will go pick up some lumber and start building my columns. I've got this spray foam glue, and I kind of made a mess of this when I did it, so hopefully, that won't work. But I'm going to be making my own columns. These are just some 2x4s, but I glued these together just to try it out, see how strong that glue actually is. And did that yesterday, and then today was trying to pry this apart just now. See how strong it was. Look at this. I bent the nail bar trying to pry that glue apart, and it's got nails in it too, but goodness, I mean, it's tearing the 2x4 apart, and there's no nails right here. It's just that glue is so strong, it's actually ripping the wood apart. So yeah, pretty impressed. So I'll try this on one of my 2x6 columns once I get it here, and as long as it doesn't make this much of a mess, then that's how I'm going to be building my columns, glue and nails. And I've got some 3 1/4 inch ring shank nails. They'll be here today. Galvanized, and that's what I'll be nailing my columns together. 3-ply like this, but with 2x6s, not 2x4s. This is just some scraps, just as an experiment. And yeah, like I said, that wood is, or that connection's stronger than nail bar. Just ruined a nail bar. It's even cracking. You see that? That's wild. These things are pretty tough. But anyway, so that will be the sort of the base of my walls for my building is glue and nail land 2x6s. So I'm all set up in here to knock them out once I get the lumber here. Like I said, tomorrow I think I'll be able to get enough to do the columns anyway. And then we had to push concrete back to Wednesday. Today's Monday. We were gonna try to do it yesterday, or tomorrow morning, but they couldn't get concrete here in time, so Wednesday morning it is. But anyway, by Thanksgiving I'll have concrete done, and maybe even have all my columns made up. So yeah, see you then. Alrighty, Tuesday evening. Just finished up here building all these columns. So all of these down here and all of them except for these top two have a cut right here. This is at 14 feet, and this is just held in with some duplex nails just to keep it all together. Just 3 of them on each one. So the way this will work, though, once I get the concrete done, I'll measure with a laser to figure out if there's any up and down in my pad, which or the slab, which I'm assuming there will be. Because I formed it, so there'd probably be, maybe a 1/2 inch or whatever. But anyway, each one of them, I'll make I'll take that measurement, and then I'll take this middle piece out, and then this middle piece here will get cut to the actual length. So it'll be basically like 16 foot, plus or minus. Well, it'll be plus. I'll find the tallest one. I'll show you guys all this later, but this part gets cut to size, and then that's how you adjust the height of this. That way the bottom cord of the truss across the entire building will be perfectly flat. There won't be any up or down in the actual trusses. That way my roof line's nice and straight. And so that's how you do that. And then the truss fits down inside here once this is cut off. And then the entire columns right now are a little bit long. I'll trim them to size later. That way they're all perfect. And then these two are different because these are end wall trusses. So there's 16 sidewall trusses, and I've got 2 of the end wall trusses made up. They only had 62 2x6s, 20 foot 2x6s at the store, and I got a handful of them over there that I culled out of the pile. I didn't like. They had too much bend or whatever. One of them's got a big crack through it. I didn't like it, but anyway, so you can see just an absolute ton of nails in all these. And then yeah, you can see some of them have a little bit of squeeze out where I use that expanding foam glue in there on all of them, and try not to have a whole lot of squeeze out. There you can see some. But anyway, they are all glued and nailed together, and I used these Paslode 3 1/4 inch ring shank nails. So I like them so far. I had a couple that for whatever reason, I think there's one, I don't see it. Oh yeah, right there. This one, for whatever reason, it didn't drive, and I tried to pull it, and let me tell you, they do not pull. I got one sticking up there. So every once in a while, that Milwaukee doesn't set them all the way. But it did pretty good, all in all. So there's 2,000 in that box, nails, and I probably used 3/4 of them so far. So roughly 1,500 nails in one day. Pretty impressive. And on one battery is my big 12-amp-hour battery, but and it's charging over here now, but it was down to 1 bar, but still pretty dang impressive. That was a ton of nails. There's no way I could have done that in one day with just a hammer, So anyway, pretty excited. Get all these done. So I'll have to get some more 2x4s to finish up the rest of my end wall columns. And yeah, but concrete is tomorrow morning, so we will see you then. They're going to bring a pump truck out. I didn't think we would have to, but we're going to. So anyway, they should be here at about 6 o'clock in the morning, so we'll see you guys. Well, I was going to say bright and early, but actually it'll be dark. So, but yeah, anyway, see you in the morning for concrete. Alrighty, 6 o'clock Wednesday morning. Pump truck is here. Concrete should be right behind them. Pump's getting set up over here. Getting ready to pour some concrete. I can't wait. Pump's all set up. What do you think? You gonna make it?
I think it's gonna be a fun straight line pump.
Yeah. Yeah, it's way out there. Check it out. It's done. I got some tape on that floor drain I need to peel up here in just a little bit, but other than that, concrete is finished. I think they're going to come back in a couple days and saw cut some relief joints in it, but or control joints they call them. Shower drain here, sink there, toilet here, and this run over here for kitchen, washer and dryer right there. That's it though. Check it out, they got that shining real good. Looks like glass on top of it. Looks amazing. They did a really good job. So I sort of intended to film a little bit more of this, but we got busy running around opening gates for trucks. Ended up 55 yards total. So that's a lot of concrete. But yeah, it is done. Boy, it looks good. So, cool. I am stoked. Can't wait. My bracket should be here soon. I'll get bolted down here, or anchored down rather. And then I've already got columns built, so just need some more lumber, and yeah, we'll have a building. Pretty awesome. My pipe right there is a little bit crooked. That was my fault. I installed it a little bit crooked on accident. It won't matter. It'll be in a cabinet underneath the cabinet for a sink anyway, so nobody will ever know except you guys. So, anyway, pretty cool. I'm excited. This morning this was just a whole full rebar, and now concrete. Walking on. So awesome. All right, see you guys later. All right, it's been a couple of days. Today is Sunday, so they came and cut these control lines. Did a great job. They look good. I probably would have put one down the middle, but what do I know? I'm not a concrete guy. So it looks really good. So one there to kind of define the edge of the building versus the porch. So obviously broom finish out here, a little bit more grippy. So cool. Well, I'm gonna start breaking the forms down. So just the 2x4 here on top, and all of this bracing is all ready to come out. So probably could have done this a few days ago, but I've been gone for a little while. So all right, hopefully this isn't too bad to pull apart. We'll see. I used some foam there to fill a hole at the bottom. I don't know if that was a good idea or not, but it was free and I had it, so I used it. So all right. Anyway, my camera holder's still broke. Otherwise I'd get a time lapse of this, but I don't think. Maybe I can set it up on the truck. I'll try it. But yeah, here we go. Alrighty, well, that's all the lumber broke loose anyway. So now this foam, where this sticks up, I'll come down and I'll cut that off down lower. That way when I put the rat guard trim on, it'll be up against concrete. Because mice will just burrow up in there. So you can see where I filled with that spray foam adhesive stuff, just filled the gap so that the concrete wouldn't get in there too bad. It kind of worked. It did make it hard to take apart. That glue is really, really sticky. I don't know. I'll probably get I'll get probably a grinder disc, diamond attachment, and I'll clean up this edge where it's just a little bit raggedy. If I had broken this day of, I could have just kind of chipped that off of there. But I didn't get a chance to. But anyway, it didn't really work all the way around, but this is kind of what I had intended, to have this little ledge in the concrete, and it kind of worked. It looks like, I don't know, probably 70% of it did what I wanted. So better on that side. This side, we actually about lost the forms over here. You can see it. See this little spot where it's got that little whoop. And we straightened it out. We were able to, I used my tractor and that T-nailer thing. We were able to kind of push it back and straighten it out. It was really bad. So I'll probably be able to cover that with my trims, but I may have to do a little bit of cutting right there to straighten out that little whoopie-doo. But not the end of the world. We'll fix it. But from here on, that looks really good. Nice and straight. It's just right here. It had a little bit of a dog leg. So, all in all, not bad, I'd say. For a guy that's never formed anything like this before, I think I did all right. I think the next thing I'll do is get my laser out and moment of truth. We'll set it up in the middle here. And I want to go around and see kind of roughly how good I did on actually getting this level. It's flat. The concrete guys took care of that. They did a great job. But did I actually get it level? And then what I'm really curious about is, did this actually end up low? It's supposed to. But when they were screeding it, it didn't look like it was low enough. So I don't know. Let me get the laser out and we'll check it. All this stuff, by the way, is just from from peeling the tape up off of that vent. So that's what all those little chips and stuff is. So anyway, let's set the laser up and check my work here. Showing like 9/16 low over here. It's a little bit more than I would have hoped to see, but it's showing me 13/16. It's not very good. Huh. Well, I thought I did better than that. Okay, 1/2 inch here. So I'm low on that corner, I guess. 1/8 there, that's better. And I'm zeroed off of that far corner over there by where my conduit sticks up. That's what I said is my zero. Showing 9/16 there. Again, that's low. So I'm good on my two corners, pretty close. 1/2 inch there. Huh. So 7/8 low on this corner. Wow. So that's why my 1/16 low right in the middle of my door. That's why this didn't work out when they were running their screed line. It's because the walls were low. Yeah, see, that's 5/16 low there. 7/16. 7/16 low. That's good. This was supposed to be set about a 1/2 inch below. 5/16 or so there. Yeah, 5/16 there. So that should have been about a 1/2 inch lower, and the middle of it is about a 1/2 inch lower than this corner over here. But I'm low on all the rest of the building, so well, guess I should have set this even lower than I did, and I'm not sure how I got off so far. This corner over here was pretty low. Really, the edge of the shop is going to be about here. Okay, 3/8. That's not terrible. 3/8. Let me recheck this, make sure I'm. Yeah, this thing has a super tight tolerance, so depending on how I hold the stick, that's 0. So, well, I didn't do very good at making it straight, or level, that is. Let's see what's this far corner again. Yeah, 7/8. 7/8, 7-inch low. So it's not a big deal. I can fix that with the framing. think I mentioned. Get out of the way here. Oh, nice. Yeah, so I did actually really good on this side, or this corner, but it's low out there in the middle, and it's almost an inch low at that corner. Again, the actual shop. Yeah, geez. You won't be able to see that. Showing between 15/16 and 7/8, almost an inch low right there. Yeah, that's a bummer. 7/16. Yeah. Well, okay. Here's what it is. So the problem is that being 7/16 and my drain being 5/16. The drain is actually higher than the edge of the wall over there. So not ideal. This is supposed to slope from the wall, obviously, to the drain. And I got the drain set pretty close to where I wanted it in relation to that corner that I've been using as my zero this whole time. But unfortunately, somehow, my forms, I don't know if they settled over time, maybe. It could be. But they're low almost everywhere. So I guess what I should have done, the way I braced most of this was after it was all set, I drove the stakes here and then braced boards back to it. But I guess I should have driven the stakes down right next to it and set it to the grade that I wanted and screwed those in, and then I could have filled with that spray foam underneath to make up for it. So, yeah, live and learn. There you go. So, interestingly, right here, where's this at? 1/4 inch low. The edge of one of the 2x8s that was right here was up higher, and I thought it was just a warp in the board, but it was about a 1/4 inch high. So that was actually the correct grade, that spot that I thought was off. So, well, okay, not the end of the world. I guess. I don't know. Floor drain's not going to be as cool as what I would have hoped for, but it's all good though. If I have a bunch of water on the floor, I'll just have to get a squeegee. So. All right, well, that's why if you're doing concrete, you should just let the concrete guys do the form work. They're a lot better at it than I am. Live and learn. I was tallying up my cost, and the reason I did all the form work was to try and save some money. But at the end of the day, I think it only saved me a couple $1,000s, which sounds like a lot, but all in for all this concrete, there's I think I said it the other day, but there's about 70 yards of concrete in this little bitty slab and almost 6,000 feet of rebar. And in today's dollars, that works out to about $20,000 worth of just raw materials out here, concrete, and of course that includes the paying the guys to finish it and everything. So versus the one quote that I had that was $22,500. So I saved myself $2,000, maybe $2,500 doing a bunch of this work myself, but it took several weeks to get it done. And at the end of the day, while the concrete work itself is fantastic, it looks great, but the actual form work that I did could have been a lot better. So anyway, oh well, that's worse than I thought it was going to be, but that's all right. Like I said, we can fix the building with the framing the way that it works. I'll show you that when we get there. I touched on it briefly looking at the columns over there, but we can fix that. But my floor drain's not going to drain the way that I wanted it to. Well, the drain will drain, but the floor won't drain into the drain the way it's supposed to. But anyway, that's not their fault. That's my fault. So, all right. Well, live and learn. Moving on. I think next video we'll be setting the brackets down. I'll make that a separate video, I think. So until then, thanks for watching. See you guys next time.